Hey guys, and welcome back to another video on my YouTube channel. This video is all about solving past paper questions on trigonometric equations and algebra. I'm also going to be covering key concepts such as algebraic word problems, logarithms, simultaneous equations, and trigonometric graphs. So let's get started. I'm going to be solving question 3 from paper 4, variant 1, May-June 2022. Here's part 1 of part A. It says Gita buys X apples, X plus 7 oranges, and 2X minus 1 bananas. The total number of pieces of fruit Gita buys is 30. Find the number of apples Gita buys. So we know that the total number of pieces of fruit Gita buys is 30. This means all the apples plus all the oranges plus all the bananas Gita buys equals to 30. So we can write this as X plus 7 plus 2X minus 1 equals to 30. Now we solve for X. This is the same equation as above, just without brackets. So now we add like terms. This gives us 4x plus 6 equals to 30. Then we subtract 6 from both sides. This gives us 4x equals to 24. Then divide both sides by 4. This gives us x equals to 6. The number of apples Gita buys is x, and x equals to 6. So Gita buys 6 apples. Therefore, 6 is the answer. Now to solve for part 2 of part A. It says the cost of 1 apple is 15 cents. The cost of 1 orange is 18 cents. The total cost of all the fruit is $5.55. Find the cost in cents of 1 banana. Okay, so first let's find the number of pieces of each type of fruit Gita buys. We already know that the number of apples Gita buys is 6. We know that the number of oranges Gita buys is x plus 7. So, substituting 6 for x, we get 6 plus 7, which is 13. So the number of oranges Gita buys is 13. We know that Gita buys 2x minus 1 bananas. Substituting 6 for x, we get 2 into 6 minus 1. Simplifying, we get 12 minus 1, which is 11. So, Gita buys 11 bananas. Now, we are not given the cost of 1 banana. So let's say that y equals to the cost of 1 banana in cents. We also know that the answer should be in cents, according to the question. So we convert $5.55 into cents by multiplying 5.55 by 100, which gives us 555 cents. The total cost of all the fruit is 555 cents, so the total cost of the number of apples, plus the total cost of all the number of oranges, plus the total cost of all the number of bananas is 555 cents. We know that the cost of 1 apple is 15 cents. This means that the cost of 6 apples is 15 cents into 6. Similarly, we also know the cost of 1 orange is 18 cents, so the cost of 13 oranges is 18 cents into 13. We know the cost of 1 banana in cents is y, so the cost of 11 bananas is 11 into y cents. Since the total cost of all these fruit is 555 cents, this means that 15 into 6 plus 18 into 13 plus 11 into y equals to 555. Now we simplify. This gives us 90 plus 234 plus 11 y equals to 555. Simplifying further gives us 324 plus 11 y equals to 555. Then we subtract 324 from both sides. This gives us 11y equals to 231. Now we divide both sides by 11. This gives us y equals to 21. So, y, the cost of 1 banana in cents, is 21. Therefore, the answer is 21 cents. Now to solve for part 1 of part B. It says to solve the equation 3w over 16 minus 1 equals to 1 over 2. Basically, we have to solve the equation for w. To do this, start by adding 1 to both sides. This gives us 3w over 16 equals to 3 over 2. Then multiply both sides by 16. This gives us 3w equals to 24. Now divide both sides by 3. This gives us the value of w as 8. So, w equals to 8 is the answer. Now to solve for part 2 of part B. We are given an equation, 3 into 2 to the power of minus y over 16 minus 1 equals to 1 over 2. Then it says to find the value of y. As you can see, this equation is the same as the equation in part 1 of part B, which was 3w over 16 minus 1 equals to 1 over 2. The only difference is that in place of w, this equation has 2 to the power minus y. This means that 2 to the power minus y is the same as w, just in different terms. So, w equals to 2 to the power minus y. We know from part 1 of part B that w equals to 8. So substituting 8 for w in this equation gives us 8 equals to 2 to the power minus y. Now we can solve this equation for y. As you can see, this equation is in this form. In this equation, a to the power of x equals n. This means that a is the base, x is the exponent, and n is the result of raising a to the power of x. In terms of logarithms, this is written as the logarithm of n to the base a equals x. In other words, log base a of n equals x. So, we can write this equation as log base 2 of 8 equals to minus y. Now, we can continue to solve for the value of y. Entering log base 2 of 8 into a calculator gives 3. So, 3 equals to minus y. Now we multiply both sides by minus 1. This gives us minus 3 equals to y. Therefore, the answer is y equals to minus 3. Now to solve for part 1 of part C. It says to solve the simultaneous equations. The first equation is 2p plus q equals to 2. The second equation is p minus q equals to minus 1 over 2. We will start by rearranging the second equation to make p the subject. To do this, add q to both sides so that p equals to minus 1 over 2 plus q. This can also be written as p equals to q minus 1 over 2. Now we substitute q minus 1 over 2 in place of p in the first equation. This gives us 2 into q minus 1 over 2 plus q equals to 2. Simplifying, we get 2q minus 1 plus q equals to 2. Now we add 1 to both sides and add 2q and q, which gives us 3q equals to 2 plus 1. Simplifying again, we get 3q equals to 3. Then we divide both sides by 3. This gives us q equals to 1. Next, to find p, we substitute 1 in place of q in this rearranged equation. This gives us 1 minus 1 over 2, which is 1 over 2. So p equals to 1 over 2. Therefore, the answer is p equals to 1 over 2 and q equals to 1. Now to solve for part 2 of part C. It says hence, for u between 0 degrees and 360 degrees, and v between 0 degrees and 360 degrees, solve the simultaneous equations. The first equation is 2 into the sine of u plus the cosine of v equals to 2. The second equation is the sine of u minus the cosine of v equals to minus 1 over 2. As you can see, these are the same equations from part 1 of part C. The only difference is that in place of p there is the sine of u, and in place of q, there is the cosine of v. This means that the sine of u equals to p, and the cosine of v equals to q. We also know the values of p and q respectively from part 1 of part C. So, substituting their values respectively, we get the sine of u equals to 1 over 2, and the cosine of v equals to 1. Now we solve these equations. To do that, I've sketched the graph of y equals the sine of u, where the x-axis is in terms of u, and I've also sketched the graph of y equals to the cosine of v, where the x-axis is in terms of v. Now let's solve for this equation first. Draw a line across the graph from 1 on the y-axis. I've drawn this line in red color here. The v-coordinates of the points of intersection of this graph and the red line are the solutions to this equation. These green dotted lines from the points of intersection to the v-axis show the v-coordinates of these points of intersection respectively. As you can see, the v-coordinates are 0 degrees and 360 degrees. So v equals to 0 degrees or v equals to 360 degrees. Now for this equation. Like we did before, draw a line across the graph from 1 over 2 on the y-axis. I've drawn this line in red color here. Now we have to find the u-coordinates of these points of intersection. To do that, we will first solve this equation for u. Take the sine inverse of 1 over 2. This gives us 30. As you can see, these spaces on the graph represent 30 degrees. We already know this u-coordinate is 30 degrees. To find this u-coordinate, subtract 30 from 180. This gives us the u-coordinate as 150 degrees. So now we know that u equals to 30 degrees or u equals to 150 degrees. Therefore, the answer is u equals to 30 degrees or u equals to 150 degrees, and v equals to 0 degrees or v equals to 360 degrees. Thanks for watching. If you have any doubts, please comment below and I'll be happy to answer them for you. You can find more videos on solved and explained past paper questions in the playlist. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you found this video helpful. I'll be back with another video soon.